What is good? I'm going to be backtesting September of 2025. It was a pretty bad month, rough month, I'm pretty sure. And someone asked me to backtest this month for them. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Let's just not waste any time and get started. Let's see what we have. Oh yeah, let me also do my sends as well. And then save this. Main layout. Boom. Okay. Now let's get started. Okay. So first of all, what do I see on the 4 hour? We're gonna start off on the higher time frames. Make sure this isn't yes. Okay. Cool. So immediately I recognize that we have put in this higher time frame bearish SMT with these highs above here, which price has reacted from quite nicely. We've had this displacement move lower on the four hour time frame, and we have also just about tapped into that 4 hour gap, but we haven't had any clean displacement after that. We had this candle, but then we've just kind of came back up, traded back up higher into that range. But I'm just going to mark these relative, or we have equal lows down here, which are a strong draw on liquidity. So we'll be looking for those to get met. Okay, let's see. We also had this internal form of manipulation on the hourly time frame. We took out these lows, which then caused price to come higher to rebalance, and now kind of consolidating here. But I do think price is more bearish. Honestly, we are respecting this bearish gap here. As you can see, we've had this small displacement move. But if we do end up trading higher, then I would target these highs here, the hourly time frame. Let me also mark out the lows. Oh, we have this SMT also with these lows. Yeah, they've made SMT at the lows. Oh, I thought we had equal lows, but it looks like, oh, we didn't. We just took out those lows, so that's the only draw that we have there. But yeah, in the 15-minute, it's really the same thing with respect to this gap. We've tapped into it multiple times here, and we've had some displacement lower. We have these lows down here, which I anticipate for market open to either take out the highs or the lows here that I've just marked out. We have that for the 15-minute rest and beneath as well. And yeah, I'm not going to mark out too much though, honestly. Yeah. All right, let's go. We have also just tapped into this 5-minute gap here, this bullish 5-minute gap. So let's see if we respect that at market open or if we rally lower. Okay, lower it is. Boom. So that 5-minute gap doesn't want to hold clearly. We do have this pretty big wick here on the 15-minute, so I'm just gonna mark that out and wait to see how price reacts to that. Because we could very well tap into the C of it and then come higher. But let's just see. This displacement looks clean. Yeah, okay, so that didn't happen. We have now just taken out this low, and we have also tapped into this. We're about to tap into this 15-minute gap. I don't really want to take any shorts inside of that, so I would only short if we tap into it and get a rebalance and we get continued displacement lower to confirm that we are bearish. But yeah, let's see what we do after taking this low. Okay, looks like we're respecting this manipulation that we made here. But we are inside this bearish gap still. Let's see how this last one holds. And volatility. Oh, the volatility is really bad. So just because of that, I might skip. See how much we've moved since midnight. Oh, it's not bad. 30 points. I don't know if this is a bank holiday or if the volatility just not good in this day. Now it just looks like we're just going to continue to displace higher. Honestly, I'm probably going to sleep this day. What's the time? It's already 9:42. But nah, I'll wait and see actually, because you never know. It's looking at 5 in it. Now we're getting some lethargic movement of these candles here. Price looks like it's starting to slow down, which isn't really a good sign. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip this day, honestly. Volatility is really low as well, and delivery, yeah, it's not a good day. So that's skipping that day. Wait, what? How do I? Oh, okay, next day. Tuesday. Okay, what do I see here? I see that both NQ and ES, we are displacing lower towards these draws here. Boom. And we also have these lows down here. However, those second draws that I just marked out, those lows, 300 points away. So am I expecting for price to dump 300 points, even though we are oversold currently as well? No. But I would just mark out anyway, because why not? Like I said, we're still respecting that. What was the SMT actually? Could have sworn we had SMT already. Or maybe, anyway, I don't know. I thought we had SMT somewhere. So what have we done? We tapped into this 4-hour gap, and now we've had this sell-off. We've broke past these lows. We've confirmed the break of structure past these lows here. So I'm bearish until we take out these lows, honestly. I'm just going to the hourly. What is price done? We've taken out these lows here, both on NQ and ES. And yeah, I mean, I am not opposed to taking longs because we are quite oversold. We haven't really had any rebalances. We've had a lack of rebalances here. Volatility, very volatile. We've displaced almost 400 points since midnight open. So volatility isn't bad. Again, like I said, maybe we can get like a deep retrace into these gaps and trade lower. Or maybe we'll just displace higher into that hourly. 5 minute, yeah, we're just bearish in pretty much all time frames. So yeah, let's just see. What market open does. So we are displacing lower. And now we have just taken out that external low. The higher time frame objective has been met. There's not really much else for me to target, I don't think. We've got these internal lows, I guess, but these aren't really the greatest draws. Yeah, honestly. Let's just see. Market open was here, and we've already displaced 70 points, so volatility is not that bad. Pretty good. Let's see how we react to this external manipulation we've just made. This turtle soup. Now we've rebalanced into this 1 minute gap here. I want to see how if this holds. Okay, it doesn't look like it's going to hold. Now, what have we done here? Oh, we are in a 5 minute gap, but honestly, because we are so oversold, I don't think that's going to hold. We've got this 15 minute up here that we could target. So what have we done? So price has manipulated. We've had this. Oh my days, my scroll was not working. But we've had this turtle soup at the lows here, and the draws lower are quite far away. And like I said previously, we are pretty oversold, so I would not be opposed to taking longs. If we get like a deep rebalance, a retracement, because we have all these gaps we can fill. This doesn't look too bad, honestly. We've had the disrespect of this 1 minute gap here. Boom, we're getting speed, displacement of speed. We've respected this 2 candle BISI here, and off of that we've had this displacement candle past this little internal wick high. So honestly, I could take something like this. We'll play a tight stop loss. But that's pretty scalpy. Again, we're on this a 5-minute gap. But it's based off the displacement we are seeing. I think this should play out with 32 points. I'll just risk 1 mini. But let's see if this plays out. Oh, that's why. I knew we had an SMT. Okay, wait. Okay, yeah. Okay. Alright, cool. Let's see if this wants to play out. Just gonna buy here. This is a bit of a tight stop loss, but I mean, we did have this little rebalance here. And I'm only risking 655 in this trade. This isn't too bad. I'll probably go break even at this high. But I am anticipating for price to continue displacing higher. Only way we don't is if we respect this gap. But I am anticipating for it not to hold. Just because we are pretty oversold. If we do hold it, then it is what it is. I'll get stopped out and I'll firm the loss. But let's see. Ooh, I don't really like that wick, but I'm gonna have to go break even here because we have just taken out the high and we've just made SMT as well. This is probably gonna be a break even. Yeah. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so it looks like the SMT didn't want to hold, which is good. I got kind of lucky there. Pretty scalpy entry, but it played out anyway. Let's see what price has after. So we tap into that 50 in. Yeah, good. Getting a deep retracement, which is what I wanted. Yeah, into that hourly. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Let's go on to the next day. So not bad for Tuesday. I don't think we had news in that day either. Wednesdays are pretty high probable days, unless we have like FOMC or something. Well, we've got 10 AM news, yeah. Okay. So since yesterday, we've manipulated these lows with SMT. ES has not taken out these lows here, as you can see here. Just left these relatively equal lows on the S, which I don't think will be getting met because we're starting to form some bullish structure. We have inversed this gap, this bearish gap, but what do we see here? We're respecting bullish gaps here. So what can I expect for price to do? Based off of this, I can expect that we come higher to take out these highs up here, and maybe for this bearish gap here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's go in the hourly. So since midnight, what's the volatility? Saying 150 points, so not bad. Volatility is pretty good. We have this unfilled hourly gap here, but I can anticipate for this to get tapped into, and then maybe we form some more bullish structure. But I do notice that price has low-key been slowing down in this area, so yeah, we could probably come lower from that because we're stuck kind of slowing down. But if we look here, we've had this lethargic movement of the bearish candles, and we've had pretty strong displacement off of the bearish candles, so that could also happen as well. But let's just see. Our 15-minute. I'll mark this high also. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, we're consolidating here. ES has rebalanced into this 15-minute gap. Also made this bullish SMT here. As you can see on ES, we have not taken out. We've taken this low on ES, but on NQ we have not. 5-minute. Yeah, it doesn't really look too great. I would probably just wait for the spacing out of this little consolidation that we're in, just so I don't get caught up in chop. In fact, yeah, I'll do that. So I'll be taking trades once we get the spacing either out of this low or past this high. Why would I do that? Because as you can see, we're consolidating. We're going higher and lower and higher and lower. We're not getting clear displacement to one side. Therefore, I don't really know where price wants to go. It's hard for me to determine the draw and liquidity, and we could very well, if I do enter, just continue to chop. But if I waited for this placement out of here, breaking out of that chop, breaking structure to the lows, we can anticipate for lower prices or for cleaner price action, and vice versa for the highs. We can anticipate for price to come higher. So it's just making things clearer for me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have a bunch of gaps down here, so just wait for price to tap those, and then maybe we can target these lows if we come lower, and vice versa. But let's see, 5 minute. Yeah, we also have this big wick, but we've tapped into it already. But let's see. Just wait for market to open, and we have this bearish SMT. As you can see, we've taken the highs here on NQ, but we haven't on ES. So let's just see which form of manipulation wants to hold, the bullish or the bearish. So market open, candle, and we come lower to make another form of SMT here. Boom. Let's see if this wants to hold. No, it doesn't. Okay, good. So like I said, we've had to displace it past out of its range. We do have another SMT, but we're currently disrespecting this SMT and this SMT. But again, I'm kind of opposed to taking any shorts unless we get like a rebalance inside of these gaps. Boom, rebalance and displacement lower to confirm that we want to take out this draw, and this draw here. But let's see. Let's just see how we react to those bullish gaps. Monitoring ES as well. So we've had this rebalance here. Boom, let's see how we react to that. Also, notice how we've just made another bearish SMT on ES. This is a pretty manipulative day. So again, I'm just going to be patient. Wait for something obvious to appear. We do have 10 AM. But we don't have 10 AM news. What? So we've tapped into this gap here, this bearish gap. Boom. And we've also had this SMT with these highs. Boom. I'm not going to mark out though, we know it's there. How do we react to that rebalance? It does appear that price is going lower. We have S&T at the lows now. And this is starting to look pretty high resistance as well. Look what's happened here. So we displaced past these lows and we've just ended up closing as a wick. Once, twice, and now 3 times we've manipulated these lows. But we're not getting any clear displacement to one side, which is already a bad sign. And if we look on the 5 minute, you'll see that this is not the best. Looks like we're about to start consolidating. We're getting strong wicks to both sides. It's a sign of very manipulative price action, definitely a day to skip. And look, with market opened over here, and since then we've moved, how many points? We've moved 40 points. We're in a 40-point range. Is that the type of price action I want to be trading? No, it's not. And therefore, I'm just going to be skipping this day. Let me see what price does. Come higher, then we go back lower, and then we come higher again. Yeah. Is this the day you want to be trading? Let's be honest. No. Very strong wicks to both sides. But making SMTs, disrespecting them, and then going back into the original positions is not a good day to trade. It's just a clear sign of high resistance price action. So to avoid a loss, I'm just going to skip the day. Let's go on to the Thursday. Let's see what we've got here. Let me make sure I'm recording. Yeah. Okay, so what has price done? We've taken out these lows again. We're respecting bullish PD arrays. As you can see, we've rebalanced here into this gap and here into this gap. We're continuing bullish structure. With these equal highs here, equal highs are a good draw on liquidity. We have this unfilled gap, so I can anticipate for price to maybe do something like this, tap into this gap and maybe start flipping bearish, or we tap into this gap, get a rebalance and continue higher to take out these next objectives on the higher time frame. But again, it's a matter of reacting. You don't want to try and predict. Just see what price has done so far and then just react. We have all of these lows, this low resistance liquidity, stacked up lows. This could be nice. I'm not going to mark out all of them though. Just mark out the significant one. And maybe this one down here. Then I'll wait for market open. We have this clear high resistance price action. We've had a lack of displacement to one side. We have taken out this high both on NQ and ES, but since then we've just been kind of consolidating lower with a lack of speedy displacement to one side, which isn't really what you want to be seeing. But again, let's just wait for market to open. In fact, no, I will actually mark these lows. Boom. Alright, the 5 minute, we've disrespected this bearish gap here, and we have this bearish SMT. Why is this a bearish SMT? Because we have taken this high on ES, but on NQ we have not. And we also have this high up here. Ooh, I think this is news. Oh no, never mind. I don't think it's news. Actually, it might be unemployment claims high. But I'm not sure because the news isn't shown. We also do have 10 AM news today. PMI again. And we have SMT at the lows. So again, what am I going to be doing? Just waiting to see which PD arrays and confidences price wants to respect. Let's wait for market open. But overall, high time frame, I'm more bearish honestly, because this little bearish leg we've had here looks like we want to come take these lows, manipulate them before going higher. And the 15 minute also looks pretty bearish. But again, let's just see. I'm not gonna marry a bias just yet. So market open candle, how many points was it? 30 points. Not good at all, to be honest. I'm not liking the volatility at market open, but now we are displacing higher, respecting this this bullish manipulation here, disrespecting this bearish manipulation. I'm not going to FOMO into any entries because we still have this draw, we still have this draw, and we still have this draw that I marked out. Those relatively equal highs. There's no need for me to rush into anything. Yeah. Oh, holy voice crack. But yeah, we've taken this high as well on ES. Let's see how we react. Okay, we're getting this pretty strong displacement, which I do like. And we've also just made a SMT here, which isn't holding. It does look like we're just gonna rally higher to take out a higher time from drop objective. But again, I'm being extra patient, just because we have 10 AM PMI, and I've noticed that on these days we like to edge draws on liquidity, or they're just very manipulative, which isn't really ideal, to be honest. Some of these highs for ES. But yeah, if we do just take this high now, honestly I'll just skip the day, because unless we trade lower, of course, I don't really want to take longs inside of a bearish gap on the higher time frame, because if I am to long, say I take a long, we do something like this. If I take something like this, I don't know. Well, first of all, what am I going to target? Second of all, it's very permissible for price. Just respect that gap. We can close it as a wick and then just stop me out. So yeah, I'll probably just wait for us to take out that draw on liquidity first. unless we can catch an entry to it. But then again, it's 37 past. We have 10 a.m. news. Very manipulative day, especially around that 9:40. Once it hits around that 9:40, it starts to get very manipulative and lower probable. But this displays from this day looks pretty nice. 90 points. Yeah. Now, we've had this nice flip after edging these highs. But again, I'm very skeptical. We've disrespected this 5-minute gap and now we're coming lower. We've had this manipulation, however, which is why we've started trading lower. We're respecting this gap. This looks very, very clean. But we do have this SMT. I'm not going to take this. I'd probably take this on paper. I'm not too confident about this. Also, we're about to make SMT at the lows, but the displacement does look really nice. And I'll probably take something like this. Let's take 1-to-1. But I'm not going to take this again. What's the time? 9:41. 10 a.m. PMR day. I can just wait for a better day to trade. Yeah. Does this even play out? Let's have a look. And that is exactly why. It's very condition dependent, needs dependent. I guarantee that on a no news day, not 10 a.m. news day, sorry, that this probably would have played out. Actually, maybe not, because we're really close to these low. We could have made an SMT and then reversed, etc., etc. But in this case, it just didn't play out, I guess, because we've disrespected this gap here, which is the first sign is a bit low probable. Because if we were truly bearish, this gap should have held, and we should have done something like this. We should have tapped into this gap and start trading lower off of around this area, etc., etc. But we didn't. And now let's just continue to wait. It's 9:45. I'm not going to take any trades now because it's going to be too close to lose. I shouldn't let price do its thing. This massive displacement and immediate flip higher. This is just not good conditions. Consolidating as well. Notice how we're consolidating into the range. Boom, boom. We're not going anywhere. Consolidating. This is bad conditions. I think that's the news. News has just come out. Now we're starting to get this place lower after news has come out. And yeah, definitely a day to skip. Now, Fridays, first Fridays of every month is usually NFP. I don't know why the news isn't showing. So I'm not even gonna trade this day because it's pretty sure it's NFP. And as you can see, this day is pretty bad. I'm not getting any displacement to one side, but just consolidating with a bunch of big wicks. Notice how we're not really making any fair value gaps. And here's another sign of bad price action. You see this bearish gap here, we've disrespected it. So now you should anticipate lower prices. Not just based on that. Let's say you have context, say we had a sweep of highs, respect to the higher time frame gap, etc. We have this gap, maybe you anticipate for lower prices from this, especially because we're getting such strong displacement. But notice how we've disrespected it, and then immediately we come back higher. That's an example of high resistance, low probable price action. Yeah, which is why I skip NFP days as well, because that's how they usually are. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. What do I see here on the 4-hour? Again, with respect to this manipulation, just trending bullish. We have now taken out this high. We've had this deep rebalance on this candle. Don't know what that was. Into these gaps, and now we are trending back bullish. With disrespect to this bearish gap here. Boom. Shot through that. We have this unfilled 4-hour now. We could either tap this, or we could either just... Ooh! We have a no wick. We have a no wick candle on the 4-hour, which is also a good draw on liquidity, but I'm not going to be blinded by the draw and just try and force an entry long, just because of that, because that's how you lose. If it's a good day, then I'll take a trade. If it's not, then I won't. And it's as simple as that. We also have this as well. But let's just see. So we've rebalanced on the hourly though, so I mean it's not really necessary for price to come back lower when we've already rebalanced on the hourly. We've just manipulated this high, so we could probably get something like a rebalance and then get some displacement higher, or respect this and come lower to get another rebalance, which I don't really think there's any need for price to come lower again, especially because we've already rebalanced. So if we do respect that manipulation, then I probably will anticipate for lower prices. This is literally the only draw higher on these highs, and the same thing for ES. Actually, we do have this gap here. It's unfilled 15. But apart from that, what else do I notice? We have this bullish manipulation inside of this 15-minute gap. We have a market maker buy model. Yeah, I'm trying to mark out the high we've just manipulated. Boom. So those are my draws marked out. We have a long time until we reach this. Actually, it's only 70 points away. Never mind. Yeah, let's just see what price does here. We have all these built up lows here. Okay. Also, I forgot to check the volatility. Since 12, we have moved only 87 points. That's not that good, honestly. That's pretty bad. So, yeah. What do I see here? We've manipulated these lows on ES. So we have just put in an SMT there. Let's see how this next candle moves. 30-point marker open candle. It's not a good sign either. With a lack of volatility and strong wicks to each side. Okay, boom, I like that. We've gotten this space and past this high, this 930 candle high. ES has had this nice V-shaped recovery. After we've put in this SMT, I'll just mark out like this. Boom. Now I want to see price continue higher to that next objective. We do have this SMT as bearish SMT, but maybe we can use that to rebalance. I don't really want to see price flip bearish again, otherwise it's just a bad sign. Let's look at a 5 minute. Get strong displacement. Hopefully we just don't pump without rebalancing. Okay, there you go. Oh my god, what is that? Okay, the next 5 minute candle closes very soon. We've had this massive wick. We haven't tapped into any gaps or some sort. No, we haven't. Don't know what that was. But let's see. Let's wait for this next candle. So we've disrespected that this 1 minute gap, but I believe we have tapped into oh no, we haven't tapped into a 5 minute, but we've had a 2 candle BC respect, sorry. 5, let me just look at this 5 minute candle, how it moves. I quite like the displacement we'll get on the 5 minute, so honestly I will take a long here. Boom. I'll put my stops beneath where we rebalance on the 5 minute candle. I'll target slightly past the high. The 1 minute structure doesn't look bad. We've had this. Oh, this is pretty nice actually. Pretty nice candle flip after tapping into that, after rebalancing on the 5. Let's see if this plays out. It's 28 points again, so I'll just risk 1 mini. Now the only way this doesn't play out is if we tap into this wick here. This is a pretty big rejection wick there, and then we start trading lower. but based off the displacement that we're seeing and the fact that we've respected this SMT and we've displaced past the high, especially on the hourly, I do think this probably will play out. But again, let's see. Okay, that's look at the 1 minute. So what have we done so far? We've disrespected this gap, we've rebalanced, and I want to see displacement pass this high to confirm that we are wanting to go higher. Okay, this doesn't look too great. We have just SMT'd at the lows and rebalanced into this gap, but I'm not really liking this delivery that we're seeing. Now I can go break even. Whew. Now it's risk free, and now I don't care. We have just made an SMT as well, so this might be a break even, or I might just close at the high if you even get that. No, that's a break even. Yeah, to be fair, I'm not mad at that break even. The delivery to that draw was not that good, but let me just see if we. Oh yeah, we did. Okay, great. That's a bit unfortunate though. The delivery wasn't that good. We start chopping around soon right after I entered because we were in this wick. I assume that's why. Because if we look at that here in the 1 minute, we just started slowing down around that area, which is fine. But again, I was pretty confident in the draw. So it is what it is. That's not bad for a no news Monday. That's typical actually. Let's go on to the next day. So we have again, we just traded higher, took out these nice straws, and then we've tapped into that no data candle, whatever, this wick, and we have not really done much, to be honest. But I will mark out these external highs as well as these ones. We have made an SMT with these highs and these ones here. With this 4-hour unfilled still. And then let me just go on the hourly time frame. Let's have a look. Yeah, this doesn't really look too great, honestly. We have a bunch of lows we could target, obviously off that SMT, but I'm not really liking this wickedry that we're seeing. I will mark out a slowdown here, and I'll mark out this low here. However, we have manipulated this low here. We've made a bullish SMT. So why is this a bullish SMT? Because as you can see here, ES has come down to take out this low, but we haven't on NQ. So now let's see if this wants to hold or if it doesn't want to hold and we want to come back lower. We are inside this 5-minute gap currently. We've had a strong candle close on the 5-minute. So from that, I could potentially anticipate for higher prices based off that closure alone. But let us see. Does look like we are expecting that form of manipulation that we made at the lows here. As you can see, we came out, we've rebalanced them with displacing higher once more. We have this bearish SMT. So again, manipulative day. But let's see which one we want to respect. Wow. So we've just made another SMT here at the highs. And then we've had this big massive wick and we've ended up respecting this SMT here. And and this 5-minute gap. I'm just gonna get rid of this. Okay. Now, what this next candle does is very important. It's come straight higher into this massive wick. We've wicked lower, so from this you could anticipate lower prices, but then what is priced on, we've come straight higher. Now NFP. This is an NFP there again. I don't know if that is NFP, but I'll probably paper something like this. But I'm not gonna take this just because I know these days are pretty manipulative. So I will just try and wait for long cities relatively equal highs above. But I'll probably take something like this on paper. We're slowing down already, which isn't a good sign, honestly. Bunch of wicks. SMT at the highs as well. Yeah, this isn't that good of a day. Again, like I said, I would have papered that. I wouldn't have taken that anyway. Which is good that I didn't. With SMT at the lows. This day does not look great. Why? Because we're getting super strong wicks to both sides, which I don't really like. With SMT at the lows. Yeah, I'm not trading this day. This is terrible. As well as that, let's check the volatility since market open. 30 points. Lack of volatility in the markets. Yeah, look at these massive wicks. Let's say you entered on this candle. I mean, you could have done something like this or this. Target this low. But again, not really a good entry. You could have also maybe... Honestly, yeah, this isn't that great of a day. Not great of a day at all. And we have 10 AM news as well, which is apparently NFP, non-farm something. So I'll just go to the next day. So far only two good setups. And I'm on the 10th now. So, what's price done? We have taken... ES has we've got this big SMT on ES. ES has taken out all of these high time frame objectives. Boom, we've rebalanced and we've come higher. It's down to this place, but this candle could very well close as a wick, and then we could flip bearish. So we'll keep that in mind because we still have 30 minutes until that next 4-hour candle closes. On the daily, we're at all-time highs. We are indeed at all-time highs almost. That is the all-time high of where price currently is. We have these lows down here. Boom. Which is paired with that unfilled 4-hour gap. And 15, we've rebalanced. Oh, interesting. We have data highs and lows here. Data highs and lows are good draws in liquidity. They usually get met either side of them. So I do like when we have those. What is this? Wednesday? This could be CPI day. 5 in it. Usually, what I used to think these are like, well, they are fair value gaps, but I used to treat them as them. When we have news, just inject a bunch of volatility into the market, and we just either dump or pump, make a massive candle randomly. So I don't really treat them as fair value gaps. Usually, I just wait for price to either displace to one side to show which side we want to take. And a lot of the time, we also will manipulate these lows at the lows we make inside of them. So I will keep that in mind. But let's just see. We also have made a bearish SMT here of these internal highs, and my FX replay has unfortunately bugged, but it's gonna refresh. Nothing a refresh can't fix. Okay, like I said, we usually do take out the lows or highs we make inside of that little news high or low, whatever. Guess wait for 9:30 to play out. Excuse me. Okay. It looks like we're just about done for takeout data low, which is fine. I don't really want to take any scalps to that low, so I'm just gonna wait unless we get a big retracement. It was my lucky day apparently. Okay, let's see how we react to this 1 minute gap. Okay, now I've low-key missed an entry. So I would have entered around here. But again, I would have to target past the low, which isn't too bad. But now, if I entered, I would have to take this, target fucking the moon, unless I like fucking limit. What do you call it? Buy stop. This thing, and then boom, boom, and then boom. But again, I'm a bit sketched out, slightly bit sketched out, because we are close to these lows, and we could easily form SMT. But this displacement looks pretty obvious. It's quite obvious that we're going to take this low. So we'll do this just again, earlier entry actually, and hopefully we end up taking up. But stop loss price must be lower. Huh? Oh, I did the wrong thing. Alright. So. Wait, what? I feel like I'm doing this wrong. Okay, I got filled there. Now let's see if this plays out. Okay, I'm break even now. Why? Because you have taken this low. Also because I am targeting past this low. Oh, we've got SMT as well. We've made SMT is permissible for price now to take out, to reverse and come higher, to stop me out. But I'm just gonna. There's not really any point in me trailing. Okay, boom, TP, that's it. Okay, luckily I got filled there, even though we did have SMT. Now I just want to see what price does after that, and then we start to consolidate. Yeah, that definitely was optimal. It's a good thing that I set that limit there, and it ended up playing out in my favor. No dilly dallying. Let's just go on to the next day. The 4 hour. What do we have? We've got this high here. Boom. We've rebalanced on the ES, and we've had these wick closures. Yeah, I think we will take out this high, but I mean, I would like to see a little rebalance first. Or I mean, I guess we've already rebalanced here actually, so it's not really necessary. But again, the draw is pretty far, and this is a massive wick. I don't like targeting full wicks because usually we react off of them first. Taking out this data high. Let's have that data low there. Okay. Nice guys, always finish last. Should have known it. We did make SMT here, but doesn't look like it's gonna hold based off this candle here we've made in the 5, and yeah. Let's just see what market open does. We do have this SMT as well with these highs here and these, but I don't know if it's gonna hold. We did it kind of, I don't know. Oh, let's just see. Go lower. Fuck. Fudge. Also, let's check the volatility. I almost forgot. Since midnight, we have. Okay, volatility is not that bad. It's pretty good. My scroll stops working again. Leaf age. But as you guys see, I'm being very, very selective about my setups. Trying to take the most obvious ones that I can and avoiding all shite days just to keep the win rate high. But yeah. See what these market open. What time is this? So we've not really done much at market open. We've just kind of gone higher, and we've only displaced 27 points, which is not ideal. Now this is very ideal. Why? Because I would like to target these data lows. Not so sure about this massive wick that we have though, but you see, I'm just wait for more bearish structure to form to confirm we do want to take out those lows, and if not, then it's fine. I'm not going to be married by the draws and liquidity. Okay, we have made an SMT here. Boom, I want to see if this holds. Get a little rebalance there. That candle closure is pretty nice. Now, wouldn't mind shorting here. I'll probably pay a bit of a larger stop loss. Just target that full draw. But again, that is a pretty big wick, and I don't really see price just completely dumping. So instead, I'm just gonna wait for price to come a bit closer to confirm we do want to take that draw. Before I take any trades. And like I said, we have that big wick, which I'm not a fan of, but let's see. I want to see price continue to respect the bearish PD raise, and then this plays lower. Yeah, see? Haha. We've rebalanced into this 5 in it. Boom. How do we react to that? This is pretty strong flip though, which makes me think that we might not take out that low. We have made an SMT, however. Let's see if this holds. Yeah, doesn't it that draw wants to get taken? We have, however, taken this external high. Ooh. I'll give it like, I just want to see a bit more displacement higher to confirm we're gonna. Yeah, I might just yeah, this looks pretty clean, honestly. I think we will probably come higher. I'm gonna play a large stop loss here. We're just rebalancing and getting displacement higher, so I do think that next draw will be taken. Even ES is starting to displace higher. If I enter here, I'll put my stops like down here. Target 1-to-1 like that. Let me move this. Yeah. Now, is this the most obvious trade I can take? What's the time? It's 9:57. You know what? I'm not going to take this. Actually, I'll probably put my stops on here. Boom, boom, boom. I'm not going to take this. Just because it's not extremely obvious. It's a bit more discretional. I'm not entirely sure if it will play out. We have a few things that are putting me off of these wicks. I don't really want to see price reaction from any wicks. But this 5 minutes displacement, this probably will play out. But if not, then it's good that I didn't take it. Also, yes, there's nothing else to target really, so I'm not really too sure. And that would have been break even anyway. Yeah. But does it play out? Yes, it does. I think. Yeah, like 20 years later, and I would have been break even on that trade anyway. That trade, I was gonna take it, but I didn't just because, again, it's not super obvious. It's not an obvious trade I can take. So, yeah. Let's go into the next day. On the 4 hour, we have taken out this objective. Now we have this next draw, but price does look like it is slowing down. With rebalance here. On the 4 hour. So let's just see. And we also have these highs here, but we have SMT'd with these highs. Boom. Why is this an SMT? Because we've taken the high on NQ and we haven't taken on ES. This is a bearish SMT. We have this significant low here, which is just standing out to me, honestly. Pretty big wick, pretty strong wick there, John Wick. And we have this low, and then all of this low resistance liquidity resting beneath us. Honestly, I'm not really sure if I'm bullish or bearish. I'd kind of just wait in this case because I'm not really sure what price wants to do or go. Excuse me. So let's just wait for market open because displacement tells all. Boom. Oh, pretty big wick. 12. Less than 100 points of volatility since 100 points of movement. Sorry, not volatility. Since so I'm doom scrolling. Sorry. I'm actually doom scrolling. Bear with. Alright, anyway. Yeah. Yeah, so we've had this wick here. I mean, we haven't really got any imbalances on the high time frame. Is that 15? We have this tiny 15-minute. Actually, we have this 15-minute gap there. But let's see what this 931 candle does. We are coming lower. Cool. Again, big wick. Now, I'm kind of just, what the fuck is going on? It's a pretty strong rick on rejection. Like I said, we are kind of slowing down in this area. Now I'm kind of like boom. The risk to reward wouldn't be really. I'd have to target past that low. But low key, I do think this will play out. But then we have this big wick. So I'd probably paper this. I'm not a fan of these massive wicks. I've got like PTSD of them. I don't like. Honestly. If this trade doesn't play out and I take this, bro, I'm kind of gonna be mad. And it is. We have 10 AM news. What's the time? You know what? I'm gonna take this. Nah, I'm not gonna take this. I'm not 100% sure this is gonna play out. Actually, yeah, good. Okay, now I'm pretty sure it will play out, but by this point it's low-key too late. That's fine. I would have been mad if I lost that trade, honestly. Okay, that's fine. And again, we have 10 AM news, and it's a Friday, and in live markets, I don't like trading Fridays because when I lose on Fridays, it's kind of annoying. Then I just have to dwell on it for 2 days. But it's 9:42. We have 10 AM news. Honestly, I don't think the draws are even that good either. I'm not really expecting much unless we get this placement back higher. Let's wait for news to come up. Boom. Yeah, it's pretty high resistance day. This definitely was the optimal trade here. I didn't take it because I wasn't 100% certain it would play out, which is fine. I think this is the last day. Ooh, that's my 2 weeks done, mate. Wait, let me just maybe I'll do this last day. Unless it's all time highs. Honestly, I think I'll end it there. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. This doesn't look too bad. We can just long all time highs, honestly. 1-to-1 gets hit. Boom. See you in and out, mate. But again, backtesting session done. 2 weeks. I'll finish it off. I don't know when, but on my day's voice crack. 4 trades, 2 break evens, 100% win rate. Not bad, not bad. Trading on the Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, most of that first 2 weeks was pretty bad. So, like I said, there's no need to force anything on bad days. Just wait, because there's always going to be better setups for you to trade. But yeah, let me get this uploaded onto YouTube. How long was this? 1 hour. Holy. Well done, David. Alright. Sauciest recording ever.